Hey YouTube, it's Tonyman here again. I'm doing another question video I got from an atheist this time, asking other atheist questions. I forget his name, I didn't write it down, but I'll put a link in the sidebar. There's only 7 this time, so question 1. If you could change one thing about the atheist community on YouTube, what would it be and why? I don't know exactly, I don't... But I think probably the only thing, the thing that best comes to mind is I would make it probably more aggressive. Probably because I just think it's never, atheism's never too aggressive when attacking religion as a political movement that tries to step on freedoms of people and science and that. So I think we should really oppose, atheists should really speak out against religious ideas on marriage, when life begins, and evolution, and such and such. Question 2: if you could convince just one person to abandon their beliefs, who would it be and why? I've thought about this before, and the best person I can think of is the Pope. I don't know why. It would just be really cool to convince the Pope to give up his faith and become an atheist. That's just really cool to me. I don't know why, but that's just probably just the one person I think that would have the biggest effect on shaking everyone else's beliefs. Question 3. What was your religious upbringing, and how does it influence your opinion of religion? My religious upbringing was pretty secular. I grew up in a Catholic home that never really spoke about religion. It never came up. My father's pretty religious, and religion would come up rarely, but I would only see him every other weekend, and we didn't always talk about religion, so. But I did have a pretty progressive Catholic grandmother who bought me a lot of science books, and really, as I grew up, really promoted science and, pushed my interest into science, so I probably think that probably helped me on my path to atheism and free thought. What's your most controversial viewpoint as far as general attitudes amongst other atheists go? The most controversial thing I have seen on atheist, when I've talked on atheist forums and on here, actually, I did Obama's not a socialist view. I don't know if those people are atheists or not who replied to that video, but Marxism and socialism has always been one of my stances that get the most shock out of other atheists, and which they consider to be controversial. But not all atheists oppose them. So, question 5: what scientific endeavor excites you most? The search for alien life. I think that's probably the best one. I'm sure there's probably a lot of there's probably a lot of other great things out there, but I think this is probably the one I'm most interested in. Question 6: of the 4 horsemen, who is your favorite and why? Dawkins, just because I like his other books on evolution. I haven't really read much of... I've read both of Harris's books. They're pretty cool. I've read Dennett's Darwin's Dangerous Idea. Pretty informative, but I don't know, I just don't like his style. Hitchens, I've only read 2 of his books, God Is Not Great, and his book on Thomas Paine, his book on the book The Rights of Man by Thomas Paine. That was pretty interesting, interesting. I'll have to get more of Hitchens' books to probably get a better idea of his viewpoints, but I've read most of Dawkins' books, and they're all pretty cool. What is your least favorite atheistic or theistic argument, and how do you go about refuting it? My least favorite argument by theism. I suppose, I don't know. Probably that just atheists kill people and atheists are immoral. Probably just because that gets on my nerves the most. There's a lot of other stupider arguments, but that just gets under my skin. I go about refuting it just by not killing people and not being immoral. I think once you point that out to most rational theists, they understand that. You know, that's my experience. Most theists I know don't believe atheists are immoral. But I do meet the occasional theist on the internet who believes, you know, well, you're just faking it or whatnot. It's just retarded. You know, and that's just basically my refutation of that. Alright. You guys have a good evening.